Good morning. This is overdue. I was asked days and days and days ago to talk a bit about my training, a bit more specifically. So I'll do that. First thing that I want to say about my training is that I keep it simple. If I walk into the gym, which I will be after this video, it will be to do one body part. Today I'm probably just going to go and do my abs and maybe a bit of deadlift just to chuck that in there as well. But normally it will be yesterday I did my back. Tomorrow might be my legs, but I've got a torn leg muscle at the minute, so I'm waiting to kind of gauge that. But yeah, so arms, legs, shoulders, back, chest. That's how I keep it relatively simple. And I keep what I do relatively simple as well. Gyms are busy now, there's no doubt about it. And I see lots and lots of different people training. And because I used to be a PT and because I've been in gyms, I've been going to weights gyms now for over 35 years myself. I can't help but kind of out of the corner of my eye watch what people are doing, and I think a lot of people overcomplicate their training, really. Some people I've seen, they just make shit up, and there's a part of me at times that looks at what's going on, and I just think I'd like to go and ask you what it is you think you're doing, what muscles you think you're exercising, because I bet they haven't got a clue. I see some weird stuff in gyms, and that's fine, that's their prerogative. But if they were paying me to train them, they wouldn't be doing these. They're not pointless. All exercise has a point, but if you don't really know what you're doing and why, then you're wasting your time to an extent. Anyway, yeah, so I keep it simple. For example, if I'm doing my chest, I will mostly do dumbbell presses because I have shoulder problems on both sides, and barbell presses are a little bit tricky. So I circumnavigate that by using dumbbells because you can get a bit more lateral movement, which with my shoulder problems, it's hard for anything to go up in a dead straight line. I have to kind of just move it about a bit. Anyway, so yeah, chest presses, I might do a little bit of crossover cables. Occasionally I'll just do throw in some sets of press ups, maybe 20 press ups per set. What else for chest? That's about it, really. Maybe some flies, dumbbell flies, but again, I have to be very careful with those because of my shoulder problems. I can do them, and I do, but you just have to be switched on all the time. And that kind of is a theme for a lot of my training. I've got little long-term injuries. Some of them probably are never going to actually heal properly. And so some of what I do, just I will do certain exercises for that body part that don't aggravate it, and completely leave the ones that do. So I have to work with that as well. But yeah, I can't stress enough that I just keep it simple. We're not elite athletes. I'm not going to the Olympics anytime soon. I don't need to do little niche bits and bobs. And I think a lot of people do fall into that trap a little bit. Yeah, I don't want to go on about it, but it's a lot of funny stuff going on. So yeah, I train usually a body part for around about 35 minutes. I go, reasonably hard, but I'm not in there to kill myself. not anymore. I'm too old for that. So really, I'm just kind of ticking over, keeping things going. For each body part, probably maybe 12 sets of 12 or 15 sets of 12, something like that. That's about enough for me. You know, some people, again, they'll do one body part for an hour and a half. That's up to them, but it's really not necessary. So, yeah, again, I think for me, if I was in a gym training non-stop for an hour and a half, I'd probably enjoy it less. You'd be battered afterwards. One thing that I'm definitely not there for is to socialise, though. People make me laugh. That's great. It is a social hub, a gym, but not when I'm training. I don't speak to anybody. I don't look at anybody. I just want to get in, do what I've got to do and get out. So I do focus on that as well. Yeah, so I will do my biceps and triceps together. Usually biceps first, triceps second, doesn't really matter. And again, I keep it simple. I might just have 3 exercises per muscle. And I change it about as well. So for example, for biceps, I can think off the top of my head of 8, 9, 10 different exercises you can do for your biceps. I don't want to use them all in one go, so I'll just use 3, and I might do 3 sets of 10 on each exercise. So 9 sets for your biceps. I probably do 4 sets of 10. 4 sets of 10 on each exercise for triceps. So 9 sets here, 12 sets there. That's about right. And then I'm done. Another thing that I try not to do is, if I do, say, a leg session, if I go again a week later and do my legs, I won't do the same exercises that day. I'll change it around, because your body, your muscles get used to doing the same thing very quickly. So if you go in and you start off, say, with legs, doing squats with the barbell, that's great. But if you just do that at the start of every leg session every time, with probably very similar weights on the bar every time, you end up with diminishing returns really quickly, because your leg muscles get used to that, and therefore it doesn't take so much out of them when you do it, and therefore you don't get so much benefit from their recovery after the exercise. So yeah, for example, last time I started a leg session, I did lunges instead of squats. And lunges are a good exercise for legs, that you get a little bit of everything from them, a little bit of hamstrings, a little bit of glutes, a little bit of calves. So it's a really good little exercise. And it also helps with muscles that support you, keep you upright, because lunges, you can quite easily topple from one side to the other. And after a few kind of repeats of lunges, you'll find a nice little balance, and that's because all your little support muscles are working to keep you upright. So I would say, probably, to summarize what I'm saying, if you're going to go to the gym, focus on what you're doing while you're there. Don't overcomplicate it. You'll drive yourself mad. Just keep it simple, keep it fun. And the golden rule for me is be consistent. This is not I'm going to go to the gym for 6 weeks to get my beach bod. This is a lifestyle. It's every day. You're not training every day, but I've done this all my life. I don't need to work so hard at it anymore to maintain a reasonably good shape. I'm reasonably fit. I do my cardio stuff as well, and I'm happy with that. I'm not here to kill myself anymore. So yeah, the big advice, keep it simple and keep it consistent. That is what I would say. Have a good day.